Okay. Covenant abilities, guys. So, signature abilities. The Kyrian one is actually call your steward to bring you a file of serenity that can be consumed to restore some of your health and remove all cure disease, poison, and bleed effects. Also offers us access to a selection of useful amenities each once per day. Okay, let me check that out actually. I've got one right here, look. What'd they give me? Is that it? He just gave me that. Then the Venthyr, Door of Shadows. When through the shadows, appearing at the targeted location. Okay, that sounds way better, or... That already sounds way better, dudes. Form a shield of flesh and bone that prevents damage equal to a portion of your maximum health. Standing near the corpse of a defeated enemy when the ability is cast will create a large shield, okay. Soul Shape. Turn into a Vulpin, increasing movement speed. You may reactivate Soul Shape to teleport a short distance forward. That's actually quite good as well. But Door of Shadows piques the most of my interest, guys. Right, Covenant class abilities. So we already looked at Shackle and Worthy on Death Knight before. It's actually really good. What else do they have? What's they have from Venthyr? This is a single target, by the way, guys. Single target, 5% damage reduction. Quite high single target DPS. Venthyr, Swallowing Mist. Heavy Mist surrounds you, increasing your chance to dodge. Deals shadow damage over time to enemies within range. Every time it deals damage, you gain additional wound power up to a maximum amount. Almost like having a second Bone Storm, I guess, yeah. Almost like having a second Bone Storm here. So that's like the AoE. Then Necrolord, we have Sprout an additional limb for a limited time. Dealing shadow damage to nearby enemies. If an enemy is further away from you, they are pulled to your location. Huh. It's got a bit of utility on it then, yeah. Death Dew. Replaces Death and Decay. Corrupts the targeted ground, causing shadow damage over a duration of time to targets within the area. Affected enemies deal reduced damage to you, up to a maximum amount, and the power is transferred to you as an equal amount of strength. While you remain within the area, your Necrotic Strike and Heart Strike will hit additional targets. Interesting. It seems for raiding, though, that this one's probably the best, yeah? The first one. The Kyrian. The single target. We have an AoE. Kind of a utility slash AoE. So Kyrian probably gets my vote for the best raid one for Death Knights, guys. Demon Hunter. Elysian Decree. Carve ruins into the ground in front of you, which then deal arcane damage and shatter. Okay, that's the sigil, guys, that we talked about. It's okay-ish. Provides some soul fragments. Maybe good for dungeons, but it's another sigil. Brand an enemy with the mark of the Venthyr, reducing their melee and casting speeds and inflicting shadow damage over time. Activating Metamorphosis applies simple brand to all nearby enemies. The Hunt. Charge to an enemy, inflicting nature damage. That sounds cool. And rooting them. I like the charge. The target is marked for a period of time, increasing your fury from Demon's Bite and Shear against them. You may reactivate the Hunt every 30 seconds to teleport behind the marked target and ignoring line of sight. Okay, so that's kind of a utility, I guess. Depends what the work in progress is. What do we think about the Demon Hunter, guys? Which do you think is the best for raiding? Probably the Sinful Brand, because it's a single target, yeah. Until you obviously activate Metamorphosis and spread it. So let's just go for Demon Hunter, we're saying Venthyr. Druid, Kindred Spirits. Form a bond with an ally on... Yeah, we know what this one does. It's the one we already have. Then with the Venthyr, it's the Ravenous Frenzy. For a period of time, Druid spells you cast increase your damage, healing, and haste by percentage stacking. If you spend a period of time idle, the Frenzy overcomes you, consuming a percentage of your health per stack, stunning you, and then ending. Whoa, that's kind of dangerous, huh? So this is obviously the DPS talent. Command a swarm that heals or deals shadow damage to a target and increases the effectiveness of your period effects on them. Upon expiration, travels. to a new target within range and alternating between friend and foe up to a set number of times. Call upon the Night Fae for an eruption of energy, channeling a rapid flurry of 16 druid spells and abilities over 4 seconds. You will cast Moonfire, Wrath, Regrowth, Rejuvenation, Thrash, Rake, Shred, and Iron for an appropriate nearby targets, favouring your current specialization. Hard to call with the druid one, yeah. Probably for raiding the Kindred Spirits, I guess. But it's even been difficult to kind of work out how that works on the current beta, current alpha even. But I'd probably go for Kindred Spirits here. So, so far we've had Death Knight, Kyrian, Demon Hunter, Ventier, Druid, Kyrian. Then we go down to Monk. Well, our choice is made for us, guys. With Monk, you go Kyrian. Paladin. Divine Toll, we know how good that is, guys. Really, really good. Hallow the target area, dealing shadow damage split among enemies and restoring health split among injured allies. No, we keep Divine Toll. So Kyrian again. And finally Warrior. Definitely not Spear Bastion, probably. I'm only thinking about raids right now. Archon. Throw a Kyrian Spear at the target location. When was this post made, by the way? How old is this? Yeah. Condemn. Replaces Execute. Condemn a foe to suffer for their sins, causing shadow damage. Only usable on enemies who are above 80% health or below 20% health. Okay, that's nice. The primary target is weakened, preventing a moderate amount of damage they would deal to you. If your foe survives, a portion of rage spent is refunded. Oh, that's nice. That's the same as Execute, by the way, guys, this one. You get a portion of your rage back if Execute doesn't kill the target, I think. So this bit at the end is just the same. I quite like this, though. The primary target is weakened, preventing a moderate amount of damage. It's interesting to see how much that is, but I think this one has potential. Conqueror's Banner. Brandish the banner of the Necrolords, increasing your movement speed and causing Mortal Strike, okay, Shield Slam to grant you glory. Killing an enemy grants additional stacks of glory. So we're looking at something that's probably best for a dungeon here, guys, as soon as it says killing an enemy. Reactivating this ability plants the banner in the ground, granting an increased amount of maximum health and additional attack speed to you and your allies within range of the banner. Interesting, it says additional attack speed to you and your allies. It's gonna have to look at this one, obviously. As soon as it's something that doesn't just impact you guys, but can also impact your damage dealers. That's interesting. Although Condemn, if I had to take a guess, just based on this, guys, Condemn would probably be the safe bet right now with the Ventier. Although the banner one does look interesting with the Necrolords. Conqueror's Banner. Just anything other than the Spear Bastion at this moment. Right, let's see. Shadowlands, Soulbind Calculator. So what have we got here, guys? Soulbind Calculator. Let's go with General Draven here. So we were just talking about Death Knight. Admonish your target for, yeah, that's the Shackled and Worthy, guys. We were saying that that's probably the best trait for raiding. Here's some other upgrades you can get. How do you unlock these upgrades? What's it say at the top? We're unsure how these upgrades will be obtained, and these spells could be out of date. Shackle the Unworthy causes enemies within 10 yards of your targets to tremble in fear, stunning them for 5 seconds. Wow. That's crazy, actually. Reduces the cooldown of Shackle the Unworthy by 10 seconds. Then you really would have 100% uptime on it, guys, because you can already reduce it like so quickly with using runes, yeah? Every rune you spend reduces its cooldown by 4 seconds while it's active. So if you reduce it by a further 10 seconds, that's actually, yeah. It's barely even needed right now with the 1 minute cooldown. Shackle the Unworthy also increases your damage dealt to the target by 20%. That's also really big. Shackle the Unworthy will automatically be cast on enemies that strike you in melee. This effect cannot occur more than once every 20 seconds, and does not incur the ability's cooldown. Reinforced Manacle. Reduces enemy damage dealt to you by an additional percentage. That's interesting, actually. Let's see, Paladin, guys, Divine Toll here. That's Divine Toll is automatically cast when Avenging Wrath is cast, and then again when it expires. Increase the cast stamina by 5% for each target hit. Wait, what is this? Casting Spear of Bastion also applies 5 stacks of Sunder Armor to the target. What's that about? Sunder Armor doesn't even exist, or maybe that's just for you personally. The damage effect of Spear of Bastion lasts forever. You throw Gungan at them. The instant damage dealt by Spirit Bastion is increased by 100% each time it's cast, up to a maximum of 800%. After which it returns to its base damage again and repeats the cycle. Very interesting, actually. Seems like there's going to be a lot of buffs here, guys. I must admit, I'm mostly excited about the... probably the DK one for the single target, yeah. The Paladin one is very nice for dungeons and whatnot, though. Okay, so Death Knight gets me most excited about raiding. Paladin one gets me most excited about dungeons. And then there's an early Shadowlands Soulbind calculator here. In the current iteration, each NPC comes with an inherent trait that augments the Covenant's signature abilities. In addition, you'll unlock some abilities tied to each NPC as well. In addition to conduits that you can socket with 3 types of Soulbind conduits: Throughput, Survival, and Utility. Each conduit tree will have different sockets at different locations. Changing the number of conduits of each kind you will be able to socket depending on your Covenant Soulbind choice. The path taken in the tree and Soulbind progress. Note, this is a very early look at the system. There will be many more NPCs to Soulbind with, as well as conduits to socket. So it tells you what the conduits are. Okay. Is it always a 2-3-2? Or 2-2-3, whatever? Doesn't show you any of the survival traits right now, or... Strange it doesn't show you any of the Kyrian ones. Right, let's look at the calculator a sec. Let me just choose one. Let me go Drenal Draven then. Built for war, you become more resilient, increasing your stamina by 10% and your size by 15. Then you get Survival Conduit, such as damage taken reduced by 3%, okay. How easy is it to change your Soulbinds, do you think? Enduring Gloom. Door of Shadows grants you a shield. Depends if you can use Door of Shadows outside of the open world, I guess. Tactical Expertise. While deployed, the first 2 attacks against Draven are prevented each combat. Okay, this is mission things, yeah? Your damage attacks will have a chance to call a Stormborn ally. Let me check another one out then, if you're saying there's more. Wow. Upon death, you're able to do some stuff for 10 seconds longer, yeah? That's kind of crazy. Pod Tender. When you would take damage that would kill you, instead you rejuvenate within a pod. 10,000 damage during this time you die. Okay. Your healing and damage to targets below 35% health is increased by 3%. Well, I think everyone's going to go for that one, guys. Final moments. There you go. Boom. Wait, there's actually a lot of stuff being posted on Wirehead, guys. Frost Mage Winter Chill is no longer group wide. Here's the skybox over Ice Crown.